You have basically two types of karate now being taught. You have a hybrid type of karate being taught, to where you have different techniques within different systems being taught, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Americanized, Europeanized, or whatever it is. But whatever works, works. Then you have the very traditional Oriental type philosophy, to where if you're Taekwondo, you're going to learn only Taekwondo techniques. If you're Shorin-ryu, you learn only Shorin-ryu movements. And you go through the same traditional type of bowing in, the same traditional type of learning the Oriental terminology and so forth. But if you're going to use the art for what it is, quite perfectly and honestly, it's a warring art. Martial arts simply means a warring art, fighting. You have to change things. You can take two, let's say Nakayama. Remember Nakayama?
Sure, sure.
Okay, and Nishiyama. Two very staunch advocates of the Shotokan system. But you watch him work out. Nishiyama's tall and slender. Nakayama's short and squatty. How can they both do the same form exactly the same way? The reverse punch will be different. The roundhouse kick, or in Japanese terms, Mawashigiri of Nishiyama's was fantastic. Great. No Japanese ever kick high except for Nishiyama at that time. So what happens is you got two people doing two techniques exactly differently, but they're both Shotokan. How can it be Shotokan? The system might still be the same. The style is different.
Right.
I've never tried to knock anybody out. My whole goal is to hit you and keep you from hitting me back.
And make sure that you know you've been touched.
Yeah, without getting hurt.
You know, that's a really interesting point, because in a karate school that teaches control, like we do, teaching control is very, very difficult. And a lot of black belts, when they instruct, they say, okay, put on the gear, okay, let's just fight. And it's a whole different thing to teach you how to control your kicks.
Everybody controls their movement when they're just barehanded or barefisted.
Right.
If I'm here shadow boxing or shadow kicking or working techniques, I've got good control. You have good control. Everybody, the children will have good control. But then you put something up there and you say, hit it. You put a bag up there. Nobody controls anything against a bag. I'm going to smack that bugger. So you end up hitting as hard as you can every time. Not just touching it, but you want to hit it hard because you know it's not going to hit you back. And your whole goal is to hit it. Now, you might be at first controlling it a little bit, then all of a sudden a pretty girl walks in. I'm going to break the bag in half, watch. Now you have a friend there holding the bag for you. So you're pounding it and you're pounding, you step back and you kick it hard and you put it in, this girl's going, wow. Then all of a sudden your friend goes, hey, and walks away from the bag just as you kick. The bag moves. What happens?
The leg goes flying.
You go flying that way, you fall down, you lose your balance, and you probably rip every muscle in your entire body. That's why I don't kick bags. That's why I try just to barrel. I literally, when I do my seminars and I do my fighting, I throw the kick. I don't try to hit you. I try to get you to run into it. So that way I don't have to throw it hard. I don't have to throw it fast. I just have to throw it accurately.
So the point that I was making is that if you take the time to learn how to control your kicks, you can really do anything you want with it. You can control, you can hit hard, you can hit soft, you can cut short right at the nose if you want to, or you can send the nose into another planet if you want. This year we logged 41 tournaments on our circuit here in Florida.
Great.
And well, it's great, but you know, back in the old days, like we were saying, is you would go to a tournament and there would be 40 people in a lightweight division or 40 people in a middleweight division. Nowadays, you go into a tournament and in a middleweight division there'll be 3 people.
Well,
so you know, but it comes down to the fact that you're just fighting one person at a time.
Exactly. Yeah, you fight one person at a time. It's a 2-minute match.
That's right.
And the reason it's a 2-minute match is so you can match skills, not so you can say, okay, on the count of 3, you just run into each other and keep punching and kicking till I say stop.
That's great. Don't you have a great attitude?
What? I'm just a fantastic person. The muscle warmed up. It should be fairly warm now, fairly pliable. The second T is putting a certain amount of tension on that muscle. So it will, number 1, get tired. When it gets tired, it has to do what? Relax. To do that, it takes a certain amount of time. The 3 T's. Temperature, getting the muscle warmed up. Tension, put a certain amount of tension on that muscle so it will get tired. And holding it there for a certain amount of time, which will make that muscle relax. We're going to do that now. Mr. Kinney is my partner. He turns his back to me, if he will, sir.
Turns my back to you?
Yes, sir.
You can find Kinney Karate at 6 City of St. Petersburg Department of Leisure Services Community Centers or at our main location in Pinellas Park, serving Largo, Seminole, St. Petersburg, Pinellas Park, and Clearwater. Don't settle for less. Call us today, 545-KICK.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.